Hi there, everyone. My name is Genevieve Jenkins. I am a physical therapist working with AZ Opt, Arizona Orthopedic Physical Therapy. Today I'm going to show you some basic stretches and self-massage techniques that you can use to help with neck pain and or headaches. So the first one we're going to do is for your neck. All you're going to do is place your hand kind of under your thigh or your butt. This is just to anchor down your shoulder so it doesn't follow your head. And then you're just going to gently lean away from that side until you feel a light to medium stretch. Once you feel that stretch, you want to stay in that position for at least 30 seconds. Usually I recommend doing this about 3 times. So let's say it's been 30 seconds. I'm going to come out of it, relax for a moment. You can either repeat on the same side or you can go ahead and switch to the other side. So same idea here. If you find that maybe your arms are a little long or it's just awkward to sit on your hand, you also have the option of kind of holding on to your hand and anchoring it down in the back. If you have that shoulder mobility, I'll kind of turn around and kneel for you. So like so. Doing that, you should be able to just gently kind of keep your shoulder down so that you're able to lean and get a really good stretch with that. Keep in mind with that, any of these techniques that I show you today, it's important that you're not in pain or that you're not causing more pain by doing them. So if the discomfort you're experiencing while doing a stretch is greater than a 5 out of 10 on a 0 to 10 scale, you're going to either want to back off. So for example, with this stretch, if I'm going way over here and it's really intense, don't go as far. Find a place where you feel a productive stretch but it's not painful. If you just can't do it at all because it's so painful, then don't do it. Simple as that. So for our next one here, it's going to start off very similar. What you're going to do is place your hand under either your bottom or behind your back. You're going to lean over to the other side. And then from here, you're going to turn your nose down towards the opposite armpit and kind of tuck your chin just a little bit. So this here is just meant to stretch a muscle on the side of your neck, but more so on the back. So it's going to feel a little bit different than the first one I showed you. Same rule applies, hold it for at least 30 seconds, and usually do about 3 for each side just to kind of even things out. The next thing I'm going to show you is a way that you can gently massage those knotted muscles on the top of your shoulders. A lot of us with stress in life in general will get knots up here, and it's really hard to give yourself a neck massage. It just doesn't work. So here's a way that you can try it out. You're going to need a little bit of mobility in your back. So if you have a bad back, this might be one that you may not be able to do, but you can try it and see how it feels, and then make your best judgment from there, whatever's best for your body. So for today's purposes, I'm going to kind of come to the side of the couch. Normally you would do this against the wall. So I'm also going to show you against my wall, but it's just going to be from kind of an awkward angle. So bear with me here. If you have questions, let us know. So all you're going to do is take the ball and place it right on the top of your neck, kind of right up where your shoulder meets your neck. And then what I'm going to do with this side of the couch, I'm going to show you here so you can see what position I'm in. So I'm going to be on hands and knees, and then I'm just going to be leaning in to the edge of the couch to put some pressure on the top of my shoulders. So I'll kind of show you at least what that looks like from one angle, and that way you have an idea of what we mean with the pictures. So I'm going to place that ball on top of my shoulder and lean onto the edge of the couch because it's nice and firm. And you want that ball to be right in the meat of that muscle. So I got to come up a little bit for my couch here. All right, there we go. So a little bit of pressure, the ball is right here, and it's putting that pressure right on the top of that muscle. So depending on how you feel, you can hold that pressure there for about 30 seconds, maybe do 3 rounds of it. If getting on hands and knees on the floor with your couch is not going to work, you can also try the wall. The only thing with the wall is that you're going to have to bend from your hips to be able to get just the right angle to get the pressure going down onto that muscle. So I'll show you kind of from the back side what my feet setup looks like. But again, just use your best judgment in whether or not this is something that should be good for you to do. Okay? So I'm gonna do my other shoulder, and I'm just gonna show you here. Should be able to see me up against the wall here. So I'm gonna put the ball up in that same spot on the other side, and then I kind of have to lunge and then lean into the wall. So best recommendation with that is to just place one foot in front of the other like you're lunging, and make sure that you're bending at your hips and not straining your back. So that if you do have a little bit of sensitivity in your lower back, either don't do it or don't hold it for as long. So use your best judgment with that. The next one I'm going to show you here is using a towel. You can use a towel or a pillowcase. So for today's purposes, I'm just going to use a hand towel, and I'm going to use the corners. So I'm going to maybe not drop it behind myself, that's not helpful. I'm going to put it around my neck like so. Really important, pay attention to these instructions. When you're doing this one, you need to let the towel hang before you cross your hands. So a lot of people make the mistake of they grab onto it and do this. And that's not the best way to do that. So pay attention with this one. So you're gonna let the towel hang, pick a hand to put in front, doesn't matter. So I'm gonna put this hand on top. So what this stretch is for is to help if you're having issues turning your head side to side. We're gonna use a towel or a pillowcase in your hands to gently give you a little bit of a stretch, rotating your head. So my bottom hand is just kind of laying there. Don't pull down on it. That's not gonna help anything. So what you're gonna do here is this hand's on top, so I'm gonna be turning that way. I'm gonna turn my head straight to the side, and then gently pull that towel up and across your cheekbone, just for a little bit of pressure. So keep in mind, I am not forcefully pulling here, and I'm barely placing my hand here on the bottom, so be really gentle with yourself when you do this one. For the other side, you're just gonna cross your hands the other way. So if I wanna go that way, I'm gonna put this hand on the top, just like that. Remember that you have to let the towel or the pillowcase hang, cross your hands, and then grab on, okay? Turning my head just straight to the side. Make sure you're not looking up or down, but just sideways. And then gently pull that towel right across your cheekbone and over your nose. Just like that. With this one here, I normally recommend holding it for about 10 seconds and doing somewhere around 5 repetitions each way. Sometimes it can be a little uncomfortable, so again, just make sure you're not pushing through or past a 5 out of 10 pain or discomfort, okay? The next one here is just bending your back. So a lot of times we spend our lives kind of slouched and benched forward. So using the edge of my couch here, I can sit up against it, nice and tall, gently lace your hands together, and then just use those to cradle your neck so that your neck doesn't your head doesn't just fall backwards. So you're gonna hold on there, get your elbows open as wide as you can, and then just gently arch your back over the edge of the couch. If getting on the floor is not an option for you, you can do this in a chair. If it's an uncomfortable chair, consider placing a small towel or a small pillow behind you, just so that the pressure from whatever material your chair is made out of doesn't dig into your back uncomfortably. Alternatively, I'll show you on the arm of the couch. If I sit up here on my couch like this, I can do the same thing and just gently lean back. With any and all of these stretches, it's really important to remember breathing. So a lot of times, if you're stressed out or in pain, our natural inclination is to kind of hold our breath. And it doesn't allow your muscles to actually relax into a stretch to get the full benefit of it. So for example, when people do this, if they're uncomfortable, they're just gonna be like, oh, I can't wait for this to end. And to be honest, right now as I'm kind of holding my breath, it really doesn't feel very good. But if I just breathe in through my nose, out through my mouth, and let it go, it feels wonderful. I don't really feel the tension that I feel when I'm holding my breath. So just keep that in mind as you're doing these. I have 3 more things to show you here, so bear with me. Your next one is going to be a gentle way to massage the muscles right at the base of your skull. A lot of times people can get headaches that kind of start in the back of their head, come around and around their eye. Those are commonly caused by the muscles back here. So if you can learn to massage them, stretch them out, it might help. What I use for this is, I just got one of my husband's old long socks. Luckily it's clean. I have one tennis ball in there already. I'm going to put another one in there. This is just to hold them together so that they don't slip around. And then if you have a small towel, for me my neck is a little small, so with this hand towel I'm just going to roll it up about, 3 or 4 times so that I have a small roll that's going to support the arch in my neck. So I'm going to take the 2 tennis balls together and my towel roll, and where you're going to place them is just behind your head so that the towel roll is in the arch of your neck, and the tennis balls are going to touch right at the base of your skull. So if you touch the back of your head, you can feel that it's hard, and then there's like kind of a little soft and squishy spot. That's the base of your skull. So that's where you want the pressure of those tennis balls to kind of hit when you're laying down. I find that I get the best bang for my buck with this one. Sorry, my face is out of the camera. I get the best bang for my buck if I'm using a hard surface, but for the sake of demonstration, I'm going to use my couch. If you're a little more sensitive or getting on the floor is not possible, this is where you might start, or even on your bed. So I'm just going to place those. Actually, you can lay them down first. I'm going to fold my towel a little bit. And then you're just going to lay on top of it. So, kind of get those in place there. They're kind of hard to see, but you're going to have to shift around a little bit, but you should be able to get those tennis balls to where they hit right on those little soft muscles at the base of your skull. While you're here, you can either rest and just let the pressure of that kind of help relieve some of the tension. You can also give yourself a little massage by gently nodding your head up and down or going side to side. You don't really have to go very far, but you should feel the pressure from the tennis balls kind of changing in those muscle groups, and it should kind of feel like uncomfortable but good at the same time, kind of like a massage does. So that's that one. With that one, depending on how sensitive you are and how mad those muscles are, you can spend 30 seconds there, or you can spend up to 5 minutes. It really just depends on your tolerance. So usually I'll recommend starting off small, and then once you kind of see how your body responds, then you can increase your time from there. So last 2 things here, they kind of go together. This is called a chin tuck. Some of you may be very familiar with it. Some of you may be wondering what the heck I'm talking about. So I'm going to show you from this side. This is a way to stretch the muscles on the back of your neck and to kind of work on your posture. So a lot of times we sit slouched with our heads craned forward, playing video games, reading, texting, typing, all that good stuff. So a way to kind of give your body a break from that position and to take some of the tension off of your neck is to practice just sitting up nice and tall, getting your shoulders right on top of your hips, and then lining your ears up with your shoulders. So how you do that is you just tuck your chin back, and if you feel like you have a double chin and it's kind of awkward, you're doing it right. So from a front view, same idea. I practice sitting up nice and tall, pull my chin back. Here's my lovely double chin. It's great, it's awkward, but it's a great way to stretch the back of that neck. So keep that in mind during your day, especially if you're doing a desk job or just a lot of work that's in front of you. Giving your body a break from that forward position and just kind of bringing your head back is a really good way to keep those muscles happier. You can also do that exercise laying down. So sometimes I'll take that same little towel roll just for comfort. You don't necessarily need it, but you can lay on it with it here to support your neck so that it gives you something to push into. And then laying down with that towel roll there, I can just practice tucking my chin back. If you have really sensitive muscles on the back of your neck, you might do that the first time and almost scare yourself because it's really uncomfortable, maybe even painful. So just keep in mind that you don't have to go through your full range. You can always modify it and just do a little bit at a time. Work within a range that's comfortable and tolerable. Don't push through pain. That's not going to help anything. So hopefully that gives you an idea of some things that you can do to help yourself. If you find that you try these, you have questions, or things just aren't really working out for you and you're having a really hard time with neck pain or headaches, know that we at AZOPT are here to help you, and we would be more than happy to talk with you and see what we can do. So just keep us in mind, and always remember to live better. Thanks for listening. Take care.